Pidgin TV. Let's take a look at this interesting question. And of course, this question is based on partial pressure. Alright? The question says, a mixture of gases contains 0.2 mole of argon, 0.2 mole of nitrogen, and 0.3 mole of helium gases. If the total pressure of the mixture is 2.1 atm, what would be the partial pressure of helium in the mixture? Alright, before we answer this question, please, if you know the answer, please drop the answers in the comment section. Alright, let's take a look at partial pressure. What do you mean by partial pressure? Partial pressure simply means the pressure that will be exerted by an individual gas if it were confined alone in a container. Alright, or the pressure that will be exerted by an individual gas if it were left alone in a container. Alright, so this question is very, very simple. Please, if you have a question or if you have seen a question like this in a standard exam, don't panic. We are going to apply this formula. In this case, we are going to say P partial. Okay, let's say solution. Okay, partial pressure, or let me just say P partial. If I say P partial, this simply means partial pressure. Okay, so P partial is equal to mole fraction, and then multiply by total pressure. Total pressure is written as P total. So what we have here is partial pressure of any gas can be determined by multiplying the mole fraction of that gas by the total pressure of the gas mixture. Alright, the next question that should come into our mind is, how do we determine mole fraction of any gas in a mixture of gases? Alright, so for us to determine the mole fraction of any gas in a mixture of gases, we just simply take the mole of that gas and then divide it by the total mole of the gases that make up that gas mixture. Let me take that again. For you to determine mole fraction of any gas, you divide the mole of that gas by the total number of moles of the gases that make up that gaseous mixture. Alright, in this case, you are asked to find the partial pressure of helium. So let us go this way. Let us take a look at, we will say partial pressure of helium, so P of helium. P helium here simply means partial pressure of helium is equal to, so how do we get mole fraction of, okay, let me start off this way. Let us get the total mole of the mixture. Total mole is equal to, they said it contains 0.2 mole of argon. So the first gas, which is argon, is 0.2 mole. Plus, then also 0.2 mole of nitrogen. So the mole of nitrogen is 0.2 mole. And 0.3 mole of helium, 0.3 mole. So that simply means that our total mole here is going to give us 0.2 plus 0.2 plus 0.3 is going to give us 0.7 mole. So the total mole of the gases in that mixture is 0.7 mole. So how do we get mole fraction? So we just simply take mole of helium gases in equation, helium gas in equation, and then divide it by the total mole of the gas mixture, and then multiply by the total pressure. So let me divide my board here. So partial pressure of helium, P helium is equal to mole fraction of the mole of helium is 0.3 mole, then total mole of the mixture is 0.7 mole. So all close our bracket then. So this quantity here, moles of helium divided by the total mole of the gas mixture is what is called mole fraction of helium. So remember, I stated or I've established earlier that for us to get our mole fraction, we take the mole of that gas equation and then divide it by the total mole of the gases that make up that mixture. So 0.3 mole divided by 0.7 mole here becomes the mole fraction of helium. Okay, so our partial pressure is equal to 0.3 divided by 0.7 and multiply by the total pressure, which is 2.1. By the time we do that, we are going to obtain pressure of 0.9 from our explanation, you can see that our correct answer is option letter D. Option letter D, which is 0.918. Please, if you have any problem on how to solve calculations on Dalton's law of partial pressure, this law is just streaming out from Dalton's law of partial pressure. And of course, we know that Dalton's law of partial pressure says that if we have a mixture of gases which is not combined chemically together, the total pressure of the gas mixture is gotten from the summation of the partial pressure of all the individual gases that make up that mixture, provided the temperature and pressure remain constant. If you have any problem, any question on partial pressure, Dalton's law of partial pressure, calculation of volume of gases collected over water, please give me a DM. Like my video, follow and comment. Thank you and bye for now.